Ever wondered how children grow and develop at different stages? Child development is a fascinating journey, marked by distinct phases, each characterized by unique physical, cognitive, social, and emotional changes. This journey begins with infancy, a time of rapid physical growth and development, where the world is experienced through sensory exploration and bonding. As we progress to early childhood, children start to assert their independence, developing their language abilities and social-emotional competencies. Middle childhood brings about significant cognitive and social development, with children refining their problem-solving abilities and forming a sense of identity. Finally, adolescence, a stage of profound transformation where individuals grapple with identity formation, peer relationships, and increased autonomy. Understanding these developmental stages is crucial. It equips us to provide the right balance of support, guidance, and autonomy, fostering strong relationships and promoting healthy development. Join us as we delve into each of these stages, providing insights for parents and caregivers. The first stage, infancy, covers the period from birth to 2 years. This is a time of rapid physical growth and development, as your little one transforms from a helpless newborn into a bustling toddler. During infancy, children experience a whirlwind of physical changes. They gain control of their bodies, learning to roll over, sit up, crawl, and eventually walk. It's a time of discovery, as they reach out to grasp the world around them, literally and figuratively. But it's not just about physical growth. Infants are also taking their first steps into cognitive development. They're starting to understand cause and effect, learning that their actions can influence the world around them. Peekaboo isn't just a game, it's a lesson in object permanence, the understanding that things continue to exist even when they're out of sight. Social and emotional development also begins in infancy. This is when infants form their first attachments, usually with their primary caregivers. These attachments are foundational, setting the stage for future relationships. It's a time of smiles, tears, and everything in between, as infants start to express their emotions and learn to read the emotions of others. Given the rapid development during infancy, the role of parents and caregivers is crucial. This is a stage that calls for nurturing and responsive caregiving. Infants need their physical needs met, of course, but they also need emotional comfort and security. They need to feel loved, safe, and secure. A stimulating environment is also essential. Infants learn through their senses, so it's important to provide opportunities for sensory exploration. Toys with different textures, sounds, and colors can encourage this exploration. So can everyday objects. A wooden spoon can become a drumstick. A piece of paper can become a sensory experience. Bonding is another key component of this stage. This can be as simple as holding your baby, singing to them, or reading to them. These interactions not only strengthen your bond, but also promote your baby's cognitive and social development. As parents, your role during this stage is to provide a secure base from which your child can explore the world. It's a big responsibility, but also a wonderful opportunity to shape your child's early experiences and lay the foundation for their future development. Moving on, we enter the stage of early childhood, spanning from 2 to 6 years. This period is characterized by a flurry of activity and growth, as toddlers and preschoolers continue to refine their motor skills, language abilities, and social-emotional competencies. Children at this stage are just like little scientists, eager to learn and explore their world. Their curiosity is boundless, their energy seemingly inexhaustible. Motor skills development at this stage is remarkable. Children learn to run, to jump, to climb, and to master the fine art of holding a pencil, among other things. They also begin to assert their independence, wanting to do things for themselves, and often insisting on it. This is a critical step in their journey towards self-reliance. Simultaneously, language abilities blossom. The occasional word or phrase gives way to more complex sentences, as children's vocabulary expands exponentially. They start to articulate their thoughts, emotions, and desires more clearly, marking the beginning of more sophisticated communication. Social-emotional competencies also take center stage. Children learn to navigate relationships outside their immediate family, forming bonds with peers and learning to share, to cooperate, and sometimes to resolve conflicts. They also begin to understand and manage their own emotions, a skill that is fundamental to their overall well-being. As parents and caregivers, it's important to encourage autonomy. Let children try to do things for themselves, even if it means waiting a little longer or cleaning up a little mess. Provide opportunities for play and exploration, keeping in mind that play is a child's work. It's through play that they learn, grow, and make sense of their world. Setting clear and consistent limits is also key. Children need boundaries to feel safe and secure. They need to know what's expected of them and what happens when they cross the line. Positive reinforcement and praise can help reinforce desired behaviors, while patience and understanding are crucial as children navigate through emotional outbursts and tantrums. Remember, patience and understanding are crucial as children navigate through emotional outbursts and tantrums. These are not signs of defiance, but rather expressions of frustration or overwhelm as children learn to navigate their world. Responding with empathy, kindness, and firmness can go a long way in helping children learn to manage their emotions effectively. As children enter middle childhood, from 6 to 12 years, they experience significant cognitive and social development. This stage is a time of expansion, where children's world broadens beyond the confines of family and school. Their language skills become more refined during this period. They start to understand complex sentence structures, grasp the nuances of language, and express their thoughts and feelings more clearly. Their vocabulary grows exponentially, and they start to appreciate the power of words, using them deftly to negotiate, persuade, and express their individuality. Problem-solving abilities also take a leap forward in middle childhood. Children become more logical and systematic in their thinking. They start to understand the concept of cause and effect, and they can solve problems by applying their knowledge and experience. This is the stage when children begin to ask the how and why questions, showing their eagerness to understand the world around them. Social relationships become more complex during middle childhood. Friendships based on shared interests and values start to form, and peer acceptance becomes increasingly important. Children learn to navigate social dynamics, including cooperation, competition, and conflict resolution. As parents and caregivers, our role during this stage is to foster independence by encouraging responsibility and decision-making. We can provide opportunities for children to make choices, take on responsibilities, and face the consequences of their actions. This helps them to build confidence, resilience, and a sense of self-efficacy. However, while we encourage independence, it's also vital to provide guidance and support. Children need to know that while they are encouraged to explore and make decisions, they are not alone. They have a safety net of love and support they can fall back on when they stumble or face challenges. It's important to maintain an open line of communication with children during this stage. Active listening becomes crucial, as children need to feel heard and understood. We need to validate their feelings, even when we don't agree with them. This helps to build trust and respect, laying the groundwork for a strong parent-child relationship. Open communication, active listening, and validation of children's feelings are essential during this stage. Together, these elements create a nurturing environment where children can thrive during middle childhood and beyond. Finally, we reach adolescence, a stage of profound changes, as children transition into adulthood. This is a time of intense transformation, not just physically, but also cognitively and emotionally. Bodies start to resemble those of adults, and the brain undergoes significant structural changes that enhance reasoning, problem-solving, and self-control. Emotions become more nuanced and complex, and identity formation takes center stage. This is also a time when adolescents grapple with their place in the world, forming deeper peer relationships and seeking increased autonomy. As they navigate these changes, adolescents can sometimes feel misunderstood or isolated, which is why open communication is so important. Parents and caregivers can provide a safe space for adolescents to express their thoughts and feelings, fostering a relationship of trust and mutual respect. Respecting their autonomy is another crucial aspect of supporting adolescents. While it can be challenging to let go, giving adolescents the freedom to make their own decisions and mistakes can be incredibly empowering. It allows them to learn from their experiences, developing their problem-solving skills and resilience. However, autonomy doesn't mean leaving adolescents to fend for themselves. Guidance and boundaries are still necessary, providing a framework within which they can safely explore and grow. Clear expectations can help adolescents understand their responsibilities and consequences of their actions. One of the more sensitive topics during adolescence is peer pressure and risk-taking behaviors. It's important to have open discussions about these issues, providing adolescents with the tools to make informed decisions, talk about the potential risks and consequences, but also the importance of standing up for their beliefs and values. Lastly, remember that adolescence can be a turbulent time, filled with highs and lows. As parents and caregivers, having patience and empathy is key during this stage. Adolescents aren't just being rebellious or difficult, they're trying to find their way in a world that often seems confusing and overwhelming. So take a deep breath, keep an open mind, and remember to offer plenty of love and support. Remember, patience and empathy are key as adolescents navigate through the challenges of this stage. Understanding these developmental stages is crucial for parents and caregivers. From infancy to adolescence, each stage of a child's life brings unique challenges and opportunities. In infancy, the focus is on nurturing and responsive caregiving, creating a safe and stimulating environment that promotes sensory exploration. Early childhood is a time of independence, where children are encouraged to play and explore, with clear and consistent limits set by parents. Middle childhood sees children refining their language skills, problem-solving abilities, and social relationships, and parents can foster this by encouraging responsibility and decision-making. Adolescence is a period of profound change, with young people grappling with identity, peer relationships, and increased autonomy. Parents can offer support by fostering open communication, respecting their autonomy, and providing guidance and boundaries. All these stages require an adaptable approach from parents and caregivers, balancing support, guidance, and autonomy. As children grow and evolve through different stages of life, flexibility, patience, and understanding are key.